We are live. We are live. We are live. How's everybody doing tonight?
What's happening, guys? Been good, man.
Got a
Been
lot of
good.
got a lot of people in the chat already. Of course, Super Dave's over there super early dropping the links as usual. Appreciate you, brother. Got Slick in the house. Thank you for joining us. Mel A, longtime bud of mine. Fred Heineman, thank you for joining us. Try not to skip over anybody. Ford, he's always here. Thank you for joining us. Slab B, of course, Slab B's here. Thank you for joining us. JR's in the house. Thank you for joining us. Miss
Hey, JR.
Stephanie.
Hey, Miss Stephanie.
Uh-oh, my marker just jumped way off. So we got Miss Stephanie. Why is it doing that? I can't scroll down, y'all. All right, let me stop right there. Slick's in the house. Thank you for joining us, buddy. Big Les, Torque and Anna. D Sauce is in the house. Major Brown, thank you for joining us, brother. Jeff, what's going on, my man? I want to hear that y'all caught some fish out there today. Jeff is on the lake today. You get this music turned off, and we're gonna get
OBG was
on.
on there.
Oh yeah, LBG. I don't know if he's gonna join us tonight. I hadn't talked to him this evening, but
Was
he was on the
smoking.
lake today.
Yep.
Sid Lewis, what's going on, my man?
Sid,
So
what's up, man?
I know down here, down in my neck of the woods, man, it's been a lot of people struggling, man. They're struggling strong. You know, a lot of people want to get out during the spawn and pitch the banks. But I mean, I've talked about this before, and it's all about finding the depth where these fish are. I don't think they spawn in, on my lake down. I don't think they go in that heavily. I don't think they go in that 1 foot, 2 foot of water because I just don't see the catches. You ever seen that? What's the shallow? How shallow do you guys' fish spawn up there?
Uh, 4 foot, 3 foot. But I
Yeah,
remember when I walked the banks in a creek, they'd be in 1 foot.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. But in a boat, I usually 4 foot's the shallowest.
yeah,
I don't pitch corks or nothing really. I don't do that stuff. I just vertical dipping.
yeah. Man, I
Get a
see so
lot
many
done.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many people they'll go and buy 3 and 4 dozens of minnows, man, and come back to the ramp. They may have one, maybe two fish,
Right.
and man, it's I hate to see people struggle like that. But if you go out with one thing in your mind, you got your mind made up what these fish are going to do, where they're going to be, what they're going to bite, man. You're going to struggle. You set yourself up for failure. Um, I know I say it in several of the videos that I put out. I go out every single trip with a question mark on my forehead. I may start with what worked my previous trip, but man, I'm telling you, if it don't work, these fish change what they do very often. They change it, and a lot of people think they go out a couple 2-3 times a year, and they did have great success. So they feel that that's what you have to do to catch crappie.
Right.
But to be consistently on fish, you got to have that question mark out there because the
Right.
wind could change directions
Yeah.
and it's going to reposition them fish. I've seen it happen. I've been on back when I used to fish shallow. I'd be on the fish back to back, and the wind to change directions or a little light front comes through, and them fish, they just done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't go and make changes, you're just gonna struggle from what I've seen. Slap B says the bite had been on fire for him and some nice ones. I'm still finding big ones in 10 to 15 foot of water. That's why I find the most consistency at. Here, I say 8 to 12 foot just about year round.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Sometimes I step it out to 15 to 20, but usually uh that 8 to 12 foot of water is almost magic.
Right.
Fishing by the numbers, man. Thank you for joining us. Glad
Yeah,
you could
thinking about
be here
numbers,
tonight.
man. How's that bite been?
I know he's been on some good fish down here. He's been on some good ones.
I see he
JR.
went to Somerville.
Oh,
Somerville,
really?
yeah, I think he went there one day.
Yeah. See, it says 6 to 8 for him, and it was 3 to 4 foot of water.
Okay.
Yeah. But if
He lives
making
up
them changes.
yeah, Mississippi, they fish shallow.
Yeah. Making them changes, you
Yep.
just have to, man. These fish, they don't do the same thing over and over. They
Right.
don't do it. I know a lot of people want to go by the time of year, water temp, and all that. Oh, they're gonna be right here. They're gonna be right there. You best have your mind made up to go out there and be prepared to make some changes if you want to
Right.
be consistent. That's my opinion. That's how I fish.
Yep.
I have a lot of clients. First thing to ask, hey, where you been getting them? Well, yesterday the bite was good here, but we're gonna have to go and check and see if how the bite is there. Possibly have to move and make changes. CMB's in the house. What's going on, my man?
CNB, what's happening?
Yeah, CMB been out there at them hard too. Miss Stephanie says Sunday I caught several good 1 pounders by casting with pumpkin and orange flake grub. They were very aggressive. Yes, I ended up in the brush piles, hung up a couple times. I always say if you ain't getting hung, you ain't crappie fishing. That's almost a must. Slab B says there in the winter, 20 feet of water is magic. 713, what's going on, my man? Chuck Adams in the house. What's up, dude?
What's up, Chuck?
Fisher by the number says the bite has been up and down. Was on was on Somerville this weekend. The bite was up and down, but CNB and I both limited out. That's what's up.
Look at that weather by me. Ugly.
Wow.
I'm
And that'll
just
be here in the morning.
just to the east of me. It passed through. Yeah, I'll show
Yeah.
everyone. That's what that's pretty rough.
Yep.
There was some tornadoes out west earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. We gonna have that here in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna try
That's
to go
why
fishing. My
I was
client
trying
said
to
that
look
they
and
didn't.
I heard some thunder. I'm like, uh-oh.
You got your phone right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on the
Yeah.
tornado watch. We were.
Wow. JR says Monday they were spooky in 8 to 14 feet of water. Best bite were ones on small stick ups and open water, not on medium or large structure. Yeah, I seen that too. And the fish were very spooky.
Yeah.
Very
What do you think
spooky.
does that? One day they'll be spooky, next day they're
Just
not.
just a change. I think that they flip flop from using their eyes in
Hmm.
water that you can pretty much see through to using their lateral line. And I think that while they're transitioning between those two, I think they just everything spooks them.
Hmm.
The least little vibration, it sort of spooks them. That's in my opinion. That's what I see. Uh, Going from muddy to clear is nowhere near as bad, but going from a decent, Lake Houston ain't never clear, but it gets a greenish tint to it,
Yeah.
and you can see your jig down probably a foot. But when it goes from that color to muddy, man, those fish they on pins and needles.
Man.
Yep. But right now, on all my guided trips, anytime I go fishing, I have my 10 footers, which I love to use. I have my 20 foot, excuse me, 20 footers, 12 footers, and I also have my 16, just in case I can't. The 12 has been doing pretty good. In my boat, I'm sitting 6 foot inside of my boat, so on a 10 foot rod, my target range is 4 foot. 12 foot rod is 6 foot, and that 16 takes it out to about 8.
Right.
So 8 to 10. And just being prepared, man, because some of those days. Oh, another thing too is a thermocline. If If y'all don't have it yet, trust me, it's coming. We got it down here. We got it. Jesse, what's going on, my
Thank
man? Male A, on Lake I fish, they usually spawn in 3 feet. But if they go back in the reeds, you have to check them for ticks before you, that mean they on the bank.
Okay.
So you got to check them for ticks before you put them on the stringer. Miss Bertha's in the
Yes,
house. How you
how's it
doing
going?
this evening? Thank you for joining us. I don't like that radar. Yeah, no doubt. We got rain coming in tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's probably what's headed off. Yep, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Torque says that radar is looking like ooh to me. Yep. For I'm a roofing contractor. I'm a more serious on a serious note. I pray everyone is safe during these storms.
I just had a brand new roof 2 weeks ago, so I know.
Cool. Yeah, I need to get mine's replaced. It's coming soon. That's coming soon. Yeah. A lot of them are done. A lot of them are about done. From what I've been seeing, JR said that half the fish that he had, only
Yeah.
half of them had eggs. Crappie crane, what's going on? Fish are
Crappie crane.
postponed in Georgia and in open water. Caught some studs Sunday. 69 feet of water, suspended
Dang.
16 feet down in schools of 2 to 7 fish.
Okay, schooling.
Yeah, some are starting to get in the trees. Hot color again was threadfin shad. That's what's up. That's what's up. That radar is looking like money. Oh, you talking about somebody him making money off that hail? Yeah, buddy. Steph says I saw my first bass on a bed guarding fry Sunday. It was cool. The crappie was pretty cool to the pretty close to the bass beds I caught. Oh, that's what's up. Any correlation? I'm not sure. They could be possibly feeding on them. You just never know. They're opportunistic, so if they
Yep.
can get an easy meal, they gonna get it. But then they gotta watch out for that old bass. That bass will eat them too. Yep. I seen my first fawn yesterday morning. Yesterday
Oh,
evening. Looked like a little old bitty thing. None of the crappie I caught had eggs. Well, there's some still here that's bloated with eggs. Um, from what I've seen, and like I say all the time, they don't ever all go to the bank to spawn at the same time, and I think that's why they're so prolific. So, if we have a front come through that drops that water temp down, I'm not for sure what temperature would have to get that what the temperature would have to get down to kill those eggs, but that's why they're so prolific because they spread their spawn out by a lot. So there's always going to be some that survive. Jigs up says movers coming tomorrow, sleeping on Lake Fork tonight. Oh, tomorrow night. Time to start fishing again. There you go.
all right.
Well, good luck over there, man. Lake Fork is an awesome lake.
Yeah.
Steve, I heard you had a pretty little deal going on. Well, it wasn't pretty, but you almost made it to the lake.
Yeah, I was going and blew my radiator on the way to the lake. So it's at the dealer. They ordered a new radiator. So hopefully in a couple days.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah,
Yeah.
they say it won't get that cold here this time of year. Tell you what, we had a couple of cool. It was only in the 50s though. The other last week, I believe it was. Had to put a coat on to be out on the lake.
Oh man.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, our temp here has been ranging from anywhere from like 64 to 71 from what I've been seeing.
Oh wow.
Yep. Not they hadn't made it back to the 75s that we 75, 76 that we had when that hot streak hit what was it about a month ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got really hot. But it's like I say, man, I'm seeing that thermocline come back really strong, and it's making it difficult with these Gormans, the live tech. It really don't like that thermocline. No unit really likes that
Right.
thermocline. Even 2D units, it clutters it up. Major Brown says the water temps in Chicago area lakes is 55 degrees. Wow. We had snow in April last weekend.
Oh man,
I've about had it with late winter. Send some of that snow down here. I'll take it.
I was
Man,
playing
it was muggy here today. Even though the wind was blowing, it was real muggy here today. There's some good
with the
looking baits you got
background.
behind you, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Al Booster.
That was one of the
Good evening. Go ahead.
no, that was one of the colors that a guy wanted custom made the other day.
Oh, okay. Water's warmer than the air temp. It was around 58 Sunday. That's what.
What's the
Yep.
water temp did you see?
Huh?
What water temp did you see last time he was out?
64 to 71.
Okay.
Yeah, depending on where I was. Steve, Super Dave says, good looking. I'm quite sure he said talking about the baits, but it came out of
Yeah.
his boat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That Ranger boat giveaway.
Yep. Who make the hand tied jigs? Steve does
Yeah.
the hand tie kits.
Yep. Yeah. Just hit me up, Wayne.
Any lithium battery company recommendations? Need to install some to last all day. 4 graphs and 2 trolling motors. Hertz 3 flood. Yeah, oh yeah, without a doubt. I'm using what's the name of them batteries I use? I forgot the name of the batteries.
Eternal.
Yeah, Eternal Lithiums. Eternal Lithiums. I hadn't had any issues with them. Uh talk to Spencer over there, eternallithium.com. And tell them that I sent you. You get you a little discount. Those lithiums are expensive though. Yeah, Dave, Super Dave, I figured it's what you was talking about, the baits. Yeah. Yep.
He might be buying a new boat. That's what he's thinking about.
Think about that Ranger, huh?
Yeah.
That's what's
Hey,
up.
George.
Thumbs up for tonight. Or lagging way behind, viewers. Let's do better, please. I'd really appreciate it.
Yep.
I'd really appreciate it. There you go,
Yep.
Wayne.
Yep.
You can look Steve up on Facebook if you don't want to hit him on his email. Crappie setting. What's going on, my man?
Hey, what's up, Cropper City?
And there's Steve email if you want that, Wayne. I think it's on your. Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the hat that I'm wearing. Eternal Lithium. They're expensive, but hey, they get the job done.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, man, them things charge up quick.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about 2 hours. That's about all you need
Yeah.
to get them back topped off. And the weight saving is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
How about your box? Did
You
we talk
know,
about it last week?
now I mean, I think we talked about it going out.
Oh,
I
that's
don't,
right.
now it was Thursday that I found out that it was out.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. Something I don't know what the deal is. Man, I tried so many different things, and then just the last day I was going over there to just disconnect it and be ready for my new one. Flip the dang on power switch, and the red light started flashing. Cause see,
Man.
before I'd get a red light, and then bam, it turned off, and nothing else. It would never blink again, never no green, no nothing. But when those black boxes first power up, you get like 3 red flashes, and then it goes green.
Right.
And that's what happened that day I went over there and was gonna pull it out. And I was like, I'll be, and it's been working great ever since.
Right.
I did an update on it that day that it started back working, and powered it off and on. I don't know, 5 or 6 times. Then ran it several hours without powering it off and no problems. I
Right.
almost don't want to change it out,
Man.
but I got the brand new one sitting right here from Gorman.
Right.
Thank you, Miss Stephanie. I appreciate it. JR says, SK, how has crappie brakes or brake that mounts to oh, it was working great. Who has crappie brakes or brake that mounts to transom?
Mhm.
I don't think you seen my setup, but Steve got them also.
Yeah, I got him on my power pole brackets. But you can
Yeah.
mount. I don't know if he has a jack plate.
I don't think so. But I think I think that's a low that he has. If I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken. He may be able to just mount probably will only need one. I've been seeing a lot of people with just one on their boat, and I mean it works okay for me. So I know that it'll work with just one.
Did you have to figure the angle and stuff, or
Yeah,
no?
yeah, yeah. Yep, I got it marked with the marker right now where I need to have it at so it just stops my boat straight. Yes, sir. I'm happy with it. I did have to add another battery, so I'm using one of those regular batteries that I used on my troll motor before I got the lithiums. And it's amazing how those old batteries you can feel the angle of your boat change, when you add one. Coppercat asking what are you using the lithiums for? Pains in the house. What's going on, man? How long is the warranty on the black box? 2 years, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah.
The whole system, 2 years.
Yeah. Oh, on the AHs, I'm using 75 AHs on my trolling motor and 100 on everything else. So,
Yeah.
question before I was wondering what AHs we were running. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 75 on trolling motor and 100 on the main.
Yeah. And I'm using the 24 volt for my troll motor. It's a 60 amp. Chuck says mine on the transom of the Crestliner. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Talking about the brake.
Yeah.
Yep. So, anybody in the audience, would you have you had to deal with thermocline? And if so, what have you done to your unit to make it read better? If you don't mind sharing that, I'd like to read about it. I'll put it on the show. Slab B say he's got a cheap 20 amp hour lithium battery running a 93 UHD and scope fished almost 12 hours the other day. Never dropped below 12.5
Oh,
volts.
cool. Yeah.
That's what you want.
Chinese lithium. I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I saw one 100 AH on Amazon for like 289, but I don't know.
Yeah. Chuck says he's running a 54 amp hour just for the live scope.
Oh, okay. I think most people are running in the 50 amp hours.
Yeah. Yeah. JR is running a low deep V.
Oh, okay.
Probably need one of those troll motors on back with foot switch on bow to train.
Yep.
Yep, that's what you'll need. Stomp switch. It's called a stomp switch.
Yep.
It's not hard to wire up. 30 or 45 pound. I go with the 45 pound if you're just gonna do one. If you're only gonna do one, bump that foot pound up. Mine's is a 55 pound. And another thing too that I'm doing that a lot of people aren't is I fix mine's up to where I still use the reverse. So my troll motors, and I'm glad I got it like that because the other day I hit something and knocked that troll motor up probably 4 inches in that bracket. probably ran over a stump, or I don't know what I hit, but it knocked that trolling motor up about 4 inches. So if I wouldn't have had that skeg at the bottom facing the right direction, it would have just caught it and dug into it. So that's something you have to think about. J.E. Austin says, I tried for months to get used to the live scope on the troll motor, but never could get it down like you. I swapped over to the pole mount. I just don't have the boat control like you. Well, the thing is, I'm gonna tell you something. Uh, Taking it off of your troll motor, I think you went backwards. I'd highly advise that you put it back on your troll motor and just get your boat control under.
Yeah.
The thing is, the first thing you got to do is know how to put your jig in the cone. So when you get on the water, don't worry about seeing fish. Don't worry about catching fish. All you do is turn that troll motor and get that to where when you drop that jig in the water, you see it falling on your live scope. Turn your troll motor, drop that jig. You want to see it falling on your live scope. And once you get that down, all you have to do is get that fish to your target range and look at your troll motor and drop that jig right down there on top of his head. In my opinion, that's what I would do. A lot of people think that it's easy. Live scoping is really not. Once you get it, you can say, "Hey, it's easy," but there are several things that has to happen in seconds. And if you're not used to getting that jig, seeing that jig fall down wherever you got that troll motor turn, if you don't have, even if you have a pole, it's the exact same thing. You have to know how to put that jig in the cone to where it's just falling down from the top of the water. You see it. You have to have it lined up with that cone because if the wind is blowing, I'm telling you, you have seconds to get that jig down there and present it to that fish.
Yep.
If the fish is moving, it's even worse. But especially in high winds or any wind, actually. Slap B said they hadn't seen any thermocline in Alabama yet, but it is coming. Cropper Crane says crappie breaks all the bum. Mine's on the Lund Deep V that has a wide transom and pre-wired for rear TMs, troll motors. Single Minn Kota 30-pound does a good job of stopping a 18-foot aluminum boat. Huh. Okay. That's good info.
Basically, same kind of boat JR has, right? Kinda.
Yep, yep, yep. Low. Well, he got a Lund. JR got a low.
Right.
That's the same pattern.
Yeah.
Deep V. I use Mad Fishing Braid,
Yep. Same thing. I
and
like the
for my
20 pound.
yep, I like the 20-pound too. And I run a P line mono leader, 12-pound. Chuck C runs his in reverse too. Yep. No, the brand is Chins. They're orange. Okay, okay. Orange case, black top. Huh.
Oh, okay. Oh, chins. Okay, instead of Chinese. It's
Yeah.
probably that's what it probably stands for, though.
Yeah, more probably. Miss Bertha has a question for the new boat owners getting a live scope. What would be the best way to mount it? Trolling motor or pole? In my opinion, the only way to go is put it on your trolling motor. That's my opinion. Um, but fish are being caught with people having it on the pole. Um,
Yep.
I don't go and fish a brush pile. I target each fish I catch. So me being able to position my boat and see that fish is very critical, and that's why I want it on my troll motor. Payne says a 50 amp ionic lithium battery for a live scope with 126. I fished 10 hours and never got under 80%.
That's good.
Yep.
Yep.
Most of the lithiums are pretty good. So,
Yeah.
oh, he said
Right.
black case, orange top.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a name I hadn't heard of. Daniel, what's going on, my man?
Hey, Daniel.
We're all doing good. D Sauce. you also have to face the wind. Yep, if you
Yeah.
have some, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I always keep an extra prop. It paid off when I lost mine at lost one at Lake Callahan.
Yeah.
Never heard of that lake. Pretty cool. The rains are starting in Willis. Nothing hard yet. Yeah, it's coming, man.
Yeah.
It's coming. It'll be here shortly. Major asked JE, what troll motor are you running? Some of the electronic foot pedals are not as good as using the remote. I agree. I totally agree with that. So Super Dave just dropped a link to our private Facebook group. Uh, if you guys are on Facebook, go over there and check it out. We talk about some good stuff over there too. Thank you, Super Dave. Slap B says, "Yeah, how's your brakes doing? Doing great. Um, I did have a little instance the other day. I do have it mounted pretty close to my pods in the back. It's pretty close to my motor. I left it down to go a short distance and turn my motor. My big motor turned it, and somehow I guess my troll motor had turned a little bit, and that prop had clipped the troll motor. But other than that, it's been doing great. It's been doing really good." Payne says the key to using a pole is being able to work your troll motor and pole without looking at them. A lot of time and to learn. Yeah, you can work two things to get to that fish, or you can work one thing. It's
Yeah.
that's the rule. You can either work the troll motor and the pole to get there, or you can work the troll motor and get there. It's that simple. Are you running a Tarova? I tried with foot pedal and remote. It don't come easy. But giving up. I'm gonna tell you, you can throw however much money you want at live scope. I don't care how much money you throw at it. It's still gonna require you to go out and put that time in. Um, in my opinion, learning to control that boat and shine that cone on that fish when you get your boat in position and getting that jig and that cone down there to that fish really quickly is the best way,
Yeah.
hands down, in my opinion. Daniel says, I agree with you. I have mine on my troll motor. I don't want it no other way. I agree.
Yeah.
Once you get it, I'm telling you, it's the only way to go.
Don't give up. Just keep
Yep.
practice.
You keep practicing.
Yeah.
The thing I say is, how do all of the big guys that fish these tournaments, how do they have theirs rigged? How are they able to win these tournaments? How does Hayden Jeffries have his rigged?
Yep.
That's what you want. You know, you can be an occasional crappie catcher, or you can be a phenomenal crappie catcher. Them your choices. Slabby says, I was going to put mine on a pole, but I've got used to it on the TM. Don't think I'm going to change. That's the ticket right there.
Yeah.
Putting that work in to figure it out. And it's a pain. I'm going to tell you now, there are some days out there where that wind shifting directions, and it just makes it really, really tough. But
Yeah.
when you get that fish to that magic spot, that target range, and you know where to drop that jig at to get it down there quickly, there ain't nothing more exciting than seeing that jig going down there and stopping it right above that fish, and he react to it and you catch it,
Yep.
without a doubt. D-Soft said, "Have you ever had a day you didn't catch any?" Yeah, I brag about
Yeah.
my skunks. I probably have maybe two a year, maybe two a year. Slap B says, "Yeah, I figured I'll do that to forget and learn and leave it down." Yep, yep. D Saw says, how does a storm or rain mess with the fish bite? Well, here, it depends on how much rain we get. If we get a bunch of mud that rolls down the river, and it these fish they turn skittish and real spooky. They usually go shallow. Uh, but sometimes, after a heavy rain and there's current, you can still go out and have a great bite if you learn where the eddies are and the protected waters that don't have a lot of current. Because crappie don't like a lot. If they can get out of current, they're gonna do it. From what I've seen, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you, Super Dave. Check this name out, Limit Chaser TV.
All right.
How you doing today?
New. I
Yep,
haven't
that's a new
seen.
name.
No.
That's a new name. Murdoch, what's going on, my man? He ain't never late. On the water, can't get my unit dialed in good. That means you dealing with thermocline wherever you are. If you're having issues, oh, you had issues last week. You're supposed to send me some pictures. What happened? Thought you were gonna send me some pictures. Thank you, Wayne. I gotta get back. I hadn't been posting any videos. The only thing I've been having going is this live. Uh, I just hadn't had the time. I hadn't had the energy. Hadn't had the desire. A lot of people don't understand how much time goes into getting a video on YouTube. It's not just go out there and do you a nice fishing trip and come back and throw it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weather's been crazy. Check this dude out. Mean Stick Gang Fishing. Thank you for joining us. I'm still waiting on that package. What
Um,
package?
yeah, I'll explain.
Yeah, well, let us know what package you're
I'm
talking
pretty
about.
sure I mailed all mine out.
Yeah. SK, I sent you an email of picture of the mess I'm dealing with. I tried everything. Now I didn't get any pictures. You got to send that again. Want some of those good looking baits? Hit Steve up at Lemons
Appreciate it.
Tackle. That's right. I don't know what it would take for him to do that 3-color though.
Yeah, I usually don't do
That's
it. It's like,
yeah, that's some extra work right there.
put some in my box.
Yeah, yeah. Murdoch says no thermocline. Haven't had time to get on the water till today. Um, Murdoch, man, I wish I could just tell you to call me, man, but I've been so tied up here lately with all these trips I've been doing. And if I get a call while I'm on the water with clients, I don't ever answer. That time is dedicated to my clients while I'm out there. Uh, but man, you got to get the pictures, and I'll help you any way I can. Wish you would have called me today. I didn't go out today. Would have been cool if you would have called me while you was out on the water. Tarova or power drive or any electric tuning TM that's slow, put LS transducer on pole. Any cable steer or Gorman TM, put live scope transducer on shaft of troll motor. I got to upgrade TM. Well, it works great on my little Terra and this electric steer. 75 watching and only 39 thumbs up. That means we're not giving out enough information. Nobody's liking what we're giving out. SK, what is your PB on Houston? I hit a 1.7 to 2 pounders often, but can't find the big ones. My biggest is a 3.04, and it was caught during a tournament and weighed in on a certified scale. So it's 3.04. I catch 2 pounders regularly. We yesterday we boated about a 2.5. They got the fillet knife. It was a big old fish. I didn't weigh it because I didn't want to have to know the weight of it and say I put a knife to it. But I'm willing to bet it was pushing 2.5. Yeah, Wayne, I'm telling you, editing is crazy. It definitely is. And there's my email, Murdoch. I'm not for sure if you sent it to a wrong email, possibly, but I never got the pictures. So you may want to resend it, double check the email. Don't forget, a lot of people forget that S behind the K. Don't leave that S behind the K out because it won't work. Mean Stick says from Steve, never got the bait I asked for. It and email back from Steve. Been almost a hour now.
Hmm.
I guess he sent you an email.
Never, never got the bait I asked for. Oh, it isn't a giveaway then. I'm thinking.
Now, I think he emailed you about some baits you want.
Okay. Yeah, send me another message. I don't know if it's a giveaway or it's a order.
Yeah. Payne says the pros are using a foot pedal, not a remote. It takes time to learn no matter what way you go. It is a lot of work no matter what way you go. Stick with it. Stick with it no matter what way you go. Like SK said, without a doubt. I love my remote. It gets the job done. My thing is if you're struggling, make changes. I ain't struggling. My process worked perfect. But it's whatever you want to use. It really don't matter. You just got to put the work in to make it work. It's just that I see most people that got poles, I see that they struggle. Or let me say this, they're not consistent. Let me change what I said because I see some guys go out there and do double limits or limits with the pole, but they go back the next day, they can't do it. Someday I hope to hire you on a trip, but you will have to keep the catfish. You can keep them. I ain't gonna clean them.
Mhm.
You get to take them home a whole. It came a thunderstorm. I stayed right through it, lightning and all. Oh man, I just sent that email an hour ago. Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Uh, I'm still not seeing an email. So you may want to check that. Make sure you send it to the right email. Could you hold your fishing pole on top of troll motor for starters to see your jig enter the water if you have transducer on troll motor? It, you know, usually just to the right of it. It depends on how you got it mounted. Usually right next to the troll motor, the direction that it's pointing is very important. Landing on top, and the thing is, you need that jig. It's the same brightness as that fish. Um, and man, it's hard to explain without being on the water. But time on the water is uh is 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 the most important thing.
yeah,
And if you dedicate that time, if you put that time in, turning that troll motor and dropping that jig, watching it fall from the top down, once you get to see it falling top down, you got it. If you're having to swing dropping your bait down there and then swing your pole over to try to see your jig, that's too much time.
yeah.
Damon, what's going on, my man?
Hey, Damon.
This dude say a year ago. How is it that you didn't hit him back? It's been a year. You got to hit him back.
Yeah.
He said it was an order.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. You got to hit him back, dude. And that's back when he was getting his building built too.
Yeah.
There's his email right there for placing
Yeah.
an order. Miss Burton say boat every boat giveaway. No, I don't do Twitch. I don't do what's that other one? Uh,
I don't know.
TikTok, I don't do
I
TikTok
heard
either.
shit before.
Yeah, they got Twitch and there's so many different apps out now. It's unreal. But I do Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. That's all I do. That's all I do. You on Instagram too, ain't you, Steve? Yeah,
Yeah.
you on Instagram.
Yep. TikTok.
You do. Yeah, you do TikTok too. Yep.
Yep. I just got it.
Gilby.
I got his email.
Okay.
Yep.
What's going on, Gilby? Limit Chaser says, are the fish down there in summer pattern yet? No, long ways from it. It's not even postponed yet. A lot of the fish are still trying to go lay eggs wherever they'll land them. Uh, but a lot of them are done. So you got some in transition, but most of them are just held out right outside of where they spawning at. That's where I've been doing my best catches at. Black Smoke Matters says I've watched my troll motor running with live scope. I've watched my okay, so you got your your live scope on a pole and you turn it towards your troll motor. That's cool. JR says, SK, do you have a zero? No, I do not on your motor shaft. I have the 8 degree, and it's on my motor shaft. It's on my motor shaft. Yep, it's on my motor shaft. Uh, Cornfield Fishing Gear got a new uh, live scope transducer mount pole slash cable saver that I think I'm going to be updating to real soon, and that gets that transducer away from the troll motor and on a pole that's on the cable saver. So I'll be looking forward to doing that pretty soon. Uh, I think I mean, I get decent scans. I shouldn't even make any kind of changes. I've had zero issues with it on my motor barrel, uh, and I may just leave it like that. But I want to try it just to see if I can get a cleaner picture than I get already uh, on uh, on my motor barrel. Put your jig on the left of your trolling motor, not in front. That's why you can't. Well, it all depends on what side you have your troll
Yeah.
motor, your transducer mounted
I
on.
have mine on the right side.
Yep, mine's on the right side also. Yep, it depends on what side you have your transducer mounted.
So I pitch it to the right of my trolling motor.
Yeah, and at the same time, if it's shaft mounted, you have to make sure that it's parallel with your troll motor. Uh, so and it's like I'm saying, find out where you have to have it, regardless if it's left or right. It could be more right or it could be more left. Just find out where it has to be, and each time you turn that troll motor, you got to line that jig up the exact same way.
Just practice.
It's
That's all it is.
practice, man. It's just if you just gonna go out and buy a live scope and think you can go out there and catch a limit of crappie, you're sadly mistaken. Go out there and only concentrate on seeing, being able to drop that jig. And what I'm telling you is, when you drop it in, you see the jig falling from the top of your screen on your. Once you do that, you're dropping it in the cone. If you're putting it down there and having to swing your rod over this way, swing your rod that way to be able to see your jig, you're not dropping it in the cone.
Right.
Dropping it in the cone is important. Uh-oh, I skipped over a bunch. I got to get back up here. Super Dave dropping the links. Thank you, sir. Oh, that's the Instagram. That's the Instagram link right there.
Yep.
And that's Steve's Instagram.
Yep. Man, we said Instagram and bam, we got it. Super Dave.
Yeah, man. Super Dave be on it, dude. Yeah, he's on it.
Yep.
Yep. Black Smoke Matters say he got his transducer on a pole and he could turn it to his troll motor and see his troll motor run on live scope.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. Any word on Lake Houston crappie tournament? No, I hadn't. Man, I've been tied up. I've been so tied up. Uh, I got a template from a couple of tournaments that I think I'm gonna combine together to make a little rules list, sign in list, and we're gonna get that thing going here pretty quick. I need to do it before summer hit in because there's gonna be a lot of people scared to fish when summer hit. Crappie setting says a person won't be satisfied until they try it both ways. Or they can fish with somebody that knows what they're doing with it on the transducer and get good with it. Either way. Yes. It's sort of like that, but it has a pole that connects to that cable saver. 300 plus bucks. $330, I believe, for that
Yep.
bracket.
333 right there.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Jay says, SK, I have the cornfield mounting system that I will sell to you. Bought it for 333, but I will let it go for 200. Think I just heard mentioned you're fixing to upgrade. Yeah, hey man, hit me up. Hit me up. Are you in the Houston area, Jay? I think you are. Jay, no, JE, that's JE is the guy that guide on Conroe. Yeah, you're in the all area. How do y'all do how do y'all do these cool fronts? Do you use big jigs or smaller jigs? I go out and use what worked well my last trip. Uh, and on Lake Houston, the water clarity makes a big difference on what I decide I'm gonna use. And it's never just it's this color you use that. It's that color. You still got to go through and with live scope you get to see the reaction of the fish. So they let you know if they're going to feed. They're going to let you know if they come up and not hit that bait.
Yep.
Sometimes you'll get two or three fish to just follow it. That's telling you they're telling you, hey, yeah, I want to eat, but you're just not dropping me what I want. So if you got fish turning away, you got to change.
Yep.
Not sure if the Tarova and your troll motor has the same specs. Yeah, I'm not for sure on that either. I know that the where it mounts at requires a different size. So you're running a Tarova. If you run a Tarova, I'm running the old Terror. I can call them and find out. I'll save that $133 for sure.
Right.
Daniel says once you get your system dialed in, you will be able to stand on the front of your boat and know right
Where to
no
throw.
know right where to throw anywhere you move your live scope. You know, I'm gonna tell you sometimes I catch fish off the back corner of my boat, but that's from me practicing. I'll have my troll motor pointing almost to the back of my boat, and I'll drop that jig way over there, 12 to 14 feet away from my zero mark. It's all about practice, man, and
Yeah.
confidence. If you go out there, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it. Guess what? That's the result you're gonna get. Go out there with the mindset. Be positive. I'm gonna make this happen. If SK, if Steve, if all these other guys can do it, I can do it. That's the mindset you have to do.
Yep.
And like I said a while ago, I said drop it to the right. But the thing is, that's where you usually drop it. If your transducer is mounted on the right side of your troll motor, or if it's mounted on the left side, it's usually going to be somewhere on that side. But if it's shaft mounted and you don't have it lined up with your troll motor, you have to find out where you got to put it.
Right.
Okay, Murdoch. Well, let me look. Let me see if I received it. I still ain't received no email. Not a one email received yet. Oh, let me check something else. Okay. Yeah, I got you. I got you. I was under my other email, my personal email. I had to go to my SK. I got you, man. I'll look at them. And we'll talk. If not tomorrow, Saturday.
Yeah.
If not tomorrow, Friday evening or Saturday.
Do you have? Yeah, I got the Garmin trolling motor, and it's on my shaft. Yep, Gilby, and I have the standard mount, 8 degree that comes with it.
Black Smoke Matter says I got my live scope set up in a cooler so I can basically take it in and out of my boat and use it on small ponds that's never fished. Seen
Oh,
fish
cool.
finders.
Yep.
That's what's up.
I see a bunch of people doing that.
Yep.
Yep,
Or
portable.
or, or fishing docks.
Yep.
No slack outdoors. What's going on, my man? I also have a cornfield mount for the bow of boat, 150 brand new for who needs it.
Sounds like a pole mount.
Yeah, that's what I think he's talking about. Oh, and speaking of that, my one of my buddies got a basically brand new GT56 transducer. If anyone is looking to upgrade, just make sure that your unit is compatible. And he's offering a pretty decent deal on it. Just hit me up if you want the info on how to get in contact with him. Jay always say, no, I don't guide. I fish Lake Houston and see you on the water all the time. I will text you. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Darian, what's going on, man?
Hey, Darian, what's up, man?
Brian Cook says, Steve, does it feel weird not going to work? You
Yeah,
bored yet?
it's only been a few days. What's it? Wednesday? Yeah, it's only been a few days, so it is kind of like today. My son had all four wisdom teeth pulled out, so it was a full day, and he's still, recovering. He'll be recovering for about probably 3-4 days. I never had wisdom teeth pulled, so yeah, he had all four. They had to put him under, so I didn't get no orders done today. I was just relaxing with him. But yeah, it feels a little different, but I'm not used to it yet. I'd say give me a couple weeks, and then my truck's down, so that's make it worse.
Man,
I
yep.
can't go fishing, so they ordered.
Were you able? Were
Yeah,
you able to look into getting the rental today?
yeah, the truck. I was trying to rent a pickup, but Ketchin hit me up, and he has a friend that has a garage that has rentals there, and he's going to try to
Okay.
hook me up with a Suburban. Yeah, so I'm going to talk to him tomorrow. Yeah,
Ethan says, why do black crappie like to hide under shallow docks in the summertime?
yeah, it's just a different breed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Getting out of that sunlight. Johnny James, what's going on, my man? Just heard your comment about practice. I can testify to that. You know I asked you about that many times. I took your advice. Now I love.
Yep.
Practice makes perfect.
Yep. Don't give it up. Don't give up. Just keep at it.
Yep. Murdoch says I got a Tarova using a cornfield fishing live, not the automatic pole. The TM controls it. Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's on the trolling
I'm
motor.
wondering if it's the way I got it mounted. Very possible. I'll look at the pictures and we'll get you taken care of, man. Daniel says you will get tunnel vision for a while if it takes a little while, but you can do it. You have to put your mind to it.
Yep.
I wouldn't want to fish any other way.
Yep.
I totally
Practice.
agree.
Practice. Time on the water. That's what it
Yes,
is.
sir. Gilbert says I just think you're hunting the fish, then it makes sense. Exactly. If you just think if you're hunting the fish, then it makes sense putting it on the TM. If you are looking for piles, to fish than having it on a pole. But you can still just pan your trolling motor. I mean,
Yeah.
get your boat in forward momentum, pan. Get your boat in forward momentum, pan.
Yeah.
Same thing. Same thing. Ethan says I caught a 2-pound bluegill on a 1/16 Bobby Garland shad on a float. Did you have to change your Bobby Garland? I think bigger bluegill eat minnows often. Well, without a doubt.
That's a
Without a doubt, I
nice
totally agree.
2 pound bluegill. That's a good fish right there.
Yeah, that's a giant. What you talking about, D Sauce? You got a boat. What are you talking about on the bank?
Or maybe pitching on the bank.
Oh, okay. What's the best way to find them when they're on the bank? Yeah, just moving, man. They ain't never in the same place often. From what my experience, they're never in the same place often when they're up there shallow. Kenneth, what's going on, my man?
Hey,
When I
Ken.
fish, when a fish follows your bait up on live scope, do you wait until you feel the thump or do you watch it on live scope and set the hook when you think it has it? Hook sets are free.
Yeah.
I will tell you that now. Hook sets are free.
I watch a lot of active captain videos, and I'm watching live scope. The fish has the bait, and the guy ain't even doing nothing. Then all of a
Yep.
sudden, like 3 seconds later, he sets the hook. I'm
Yep.
like,
Murdoch says I run the Tarova. The mount is a cornfield live view, not the live sweep. I'm wondering if that's got something to do with it. I already read that, didn't I? I
yeah,
think.
just no, it's a little different wording. He's just got to look at that mount and turn that trolling motor and see what it's doing first. Make sure it's working right.
Yeah.
Or what I would do is go if there's a bridge there. That's what I always tell people. Go to a bridge and scan that column and make sure your lives. Because I've seen people that their transducer was on crooked, and that column actually was, wasn't straight. That's what I would do: is go to a bridge, scan that column, and then you'll know if it lines up or not. The first thing I would do if he's having problems
Yeah.
or something that you know is there.
Ronnie Harris, what's going on, my man?
Hey, Ronnie.
Ripping Lips, Steve. You know how tournament fishermen have two of everything? Now you need to get a second truck.
Yeah, no. I was thinking about buying another vehicle, but then you got insurance, and I had an extra vehicle before, and the thing just sat there.
Yeah.
I never used it, and then the battery's dead when I want to go to it, and I already have an extra vehicle right here, and I don't drive it.
Yeah. D Saw said he waits till he feel the thump.
That's what I usually do.
Yeah.
But sometimes they'll take that bait up too. You know what I mean?
Slack line bite, but now that we're using live scope, we got split shots so you don't feel the loss of the weight on that jig. So
Yeah.
it's like I say, man, I'm gonna set that hook. If it look like you got it, I'm gonna set it. Steve, are you going to make some of those swim baits with your type of plastic? I had crappie hammering a 3-inch swim bait this weekend. I was actually going after hybrids.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. Some of the striper guys want me to make some stuff.
There you go. He said, I don't know how that passed posted twice. Jarvis, what's up, my man? Steve, is your shop open now?
Yes, it's open, and I have more time now. So I
Yeah.
got 1, 2, 3. I got a big order tomorrow, and then a couple guys hit me up. The guys are talking on here, so I'll respond tomorrow.
JR asked, SK or Steve, have you ever kicked your transducer up one click when fishing shallow? Saw a video where a crappie pro said it helps when fishing real shallow. What do you think? I don't fish shallow. I
I
mean,
have,
it's
but I heard of that. Some people will bring it between clicks,
yeah,
a little angle, but I fished 5 foot of water and I didn't touch it.
yeah,
So,
yeah. There was some other issue going on where there were some guys that was clicking there. The thing is meant to be level.
right.
Um, in my opinion, uh, I do what you want. If it helps, I just don't know. I've never did it.
Yeah. Then you have to click it back, and I just don't want to mess with it.
Yeah.
But I did hear a lot of people having problems with the LVS34, the knob that you tighten. It's been
Uh huh.
cracking a lot.
Oh wow.
I had one crack, and I've seen a lot of them on Facebook. So if it does crack, Garmin will replace that knob. But hey, it's always good to have a spare transducer mount, live scope mount in your boat or in your truck, because you break it, now you're stuck, a whole day of fishing. So
Yeah.
I would suggest having a spare, at least have one spare.
Yeah. Murdoch, are you able to see your jig any? Ethan asks, what are the behavior difference between black and white crappie? Which crappie prefer weeds over brushy bumps or rocks or docks?
I think black crappie school more, and like on the tree there'll be a school of black crappie usually. The whites are usually individuals. They'll school sometimes, but the blacks, they school a lot bigger. I'll go to a tree, there'll be 50 crappie on the tree, and they're mostly blacks, but there'll be a couple whites mixed in there. So
Hmm.
rocks, I don't really fish rocks, but I'm told that black crappie like rocks also.
Kiwi says, what? Does it have the pig porky sign on top of your building?
Pig porky sign, what's that?
I ain't understanding that one. uh, I fished crappie with no live scope. I fished the bank year round and caught my PB crappie on a bobber jigs, 2 pounds.
Oh,
That's
sweet.
awesome, man. Oh, he's fishing North Carolina. That's
Oh,
cool. That's super cool.
some big slabs out there.
That's super cool. Oh yeah, I see the jig, but there's so much clutter. Yeah, man. Let me look at what you got, and I'll help you out on that.
Probably a settings. What I
Yeah,
would do is just go back to
factory
default,
reset.
and then it should be a lot better than what you're seeing now.
Yeah,
Just go, yeah, factory reset it, and bam.
yeah. Let me. I'll look at it. We'll get you,
And then when
Steven.
does he
I
have a
thought there was.
32 or 34?
I think he said he was
Yeah.
running 34. I
Okay.
think. I thought that was you out there in that boat the other day. See, I accidentally caught some catfish the other day.
Oh,
They'll fillet up. They will fillet up. If Murdoch has it too close to the TM, it will get interference. Cornfield says it needs to be up 7 inches on the Tarova mount.
okay.
But then I got mine mounted on my motor barrel
Yeah.
and getting awesome readings. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, he said, oops, does your new building have the big porky sign on your new building now? Remember the movie? You could have a crappie instead of a pig.
Yeah, but it's not like a storefront. It's just
Yeah,
for do my work,
yeah.
not really a storefront.
Uh-oh, Miss Burgess says she want to hit Santee Cooper one of these days.
Oh yeah,
Those huge shell cracker.
they got
That's
some
what's
big
up.
ones there.
I've been trying to get to Conroe, and every day that I have off, the wind is cranking 50 miles an hour.
I
I'm
wonder if
exaggerating, but
Poverty Point has some big bluegill. I don't know if they have bluegill there.
yeah.
I know Louisiana, they have some big bluegill there. Some places.
Yeah.
LBG was talking about it. Where
Huh.
there's some nice sized bluegill.
Murdoch says where the beams come out of the transducer is way too bright. If adjusted everything, I've set it back to default, and that's the best picture
Yeah,
I get.
yeah,
LVS 32.
yeah. Back to default. That's what I would do. I know he's talking about them lines that raise like,
Yeah.
but it shouldn't be that bad.
We'll get you fixed up, man. Let me look at what you're working with. When you shoot a dock, do you start reeling right now? Well, it just depends on how deep you want your bait to
Yeah.
fall.
I always tell people 1 foot a second on average.
Yeah.
And with
Depending on the what on
see
the
it.
yeah, depending on the jig head weight too.
Yeah. Yeah. I think at 1/16, like 1 foot a second.
Yeah. Miss
You would
Bertha
just
says,
do a head count, like count to three, you know what I mean? Then start reeling. And like you said, depends. I know people that fish docks 25 foot deep, and then some other people fish docks 5 foot deep. So it all depends on the depth.
yeah, yep. Depends on where the
Okay,
fish
that's
are.
a big bluegill. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's one of my bucket list lakes.
Jay says, SK, is there any good spots on Lake Houston to catch some good bluegill shell crackers? I've scanned a lot and haven't. Yep, that lake. I'm gonna tell you, I've all but gave up on finding. Now I'll tell you this: I found 3 areas that they the bluegill do bed in, but they're 5 and 6 inches long. That's the biggest you'll catch. Uh, I fished that lake for 20 years, and I've only caught one red ear,
Hmm.
and it wasn't a big one. So if I want bluegill and red ear, I'm going to Conroe. That's the lake to go for if you want any decent bluegill. And they got some good ones over there. Ethan says, "What are some mistakes beginner crappie fishermen make? They don't go fishing.
Yeah.
You got to have a wet jig to catch fish. Go as much as you can.
Just remember what you caught that last crappie on. Do it again.
Yep." He said, "I fish clear water for black crappie, and the dock is only 7 foot. I'm struggling to catch them dock shooting because they're finicky." Well, if you're in clear water and only fishing 7 foot, if you can see the fish can see you, and most likely they're not gonna bite.
I'd probably downsize 1/32.
Yep,
Give
super
them more
clear line. I'd go
move.
with light line.
Yeah, give them more time to see that jig. Natural colors.
Yeah, yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you. Me and Sticko was talking about that today. Why are there no big bluegill in Lake Houston when Conroe feeds Lake Houston?
Yeah.
It just don't make sense. JLD say it's a secret.
Yeah.
D Saw says, why certain lakes produce bigger fish?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
It just depends on the lake makeup.
Yep.
Uh, just totally depends on the lake's makeup.
And what them fish eat, and some lakes have more shad than others. Some
Yep.
lakes bigger shad, and it depends. If you have a lot of stripers, they'll eat the crappie.
Oh yeah.
They'll be skittish.
Yep.
Yeah. You see,
I,
I've been to a lake. Almost every crappie I pulled out had marks on them, like bite marks, or them big catfish, them stripers. They don't play around.
Murdoch says, on a fishing note, these cooler nights have knocked the spawn back a little. We've had 50-degree nights for about 8 days, and they're biting better, but they're deeper. Yep.
Where are you
Some
from,
still
Murdoch?
not spawned out.
from?
We talked about that last week. It's not Texas. I thought he was in Texas, but it's not Texas. I want to say Miss. I think he's from Mississippi.
Yeah, I think I remember now.
Yeah. Yep. I thought for a long time that he was in Texas. Yep.
Yeah.
South Mississippi.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Probably around Jackson, maybe
Yeah.
Ross Ross Barnett area, maybe. What's that city just north? Where Sid's from? Madison, maybe around there.
Yep. Ethan. Most people I see move their baits way too much.
Yeah.
That's one of the first things that I talk about
Yeah.
when I have new clients on my boat is what you thought jigging was, throw it, leave it at the bank. Steven says, is it worth fishing the bank at Sheldon, or are there too many gators? Um, Man, a lot of people catch some good fish over there off the bank. I think they had only one of those piers that was still open, but I think they closed it down recently. Uh, so if you can find an area to clean out, or maybe an area that's already been cleaned out, Sheldon got some good fish in it. Sheldon has some good fish, but it is loaded with the hook. I mean, I've never had any problems. I had this one croc. I mean, not croc, but alligator
Yeah.
that got really close to my boat, but other than that, man, they mostly run from you.
Yeah. Yep. Ross
Mark
Barnett.
says he
I thought. Yeah.
fish river,
Yeah.
oxbows, Ross Barnett mostly.
There's some good
He
fish on
says,
Ross Barnett.
yeah, he says it's an hour south of Jackson.
Okay.
That's what's up. Well, I mentioned last week that I was gonna do some hand ties, so y'all gonna make me get back on my vice. So let me get this thing started up. We're gonna keep it simple. Get this thing started up, and I'm gonna do a giveaway. Oh, gonna do a giveaway
Yeah, I'm gonna
real
grab
quick.
my hand ties. I'll give some too.
Okay. Or you have a camp on the Mississippi River. I mainly fish those oxbows over there. That's super cool. That's super cool.
Let's see what I got.
So if you want to enter into a giveaway for some SK hand tied jigs, they're more than likely going to be micros because that's what's going to be working really good here coming up. I don't have anything tied right now. If you'd like to let me know what colors work best, I'll see if I can't accommodate that for the winners. There's a 11-footer in Sheldon. There's some bigger than that. I saw it when I had a kayak a couple years ago. There's some 14 to 16 foot. And I'm not joking. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of big gators in Sheldon. Thank you, Super Dave. Super Dave says hit that thumbs up. And another thing, guys, with these giveaways, you have to be subscribed for this tool to pick you up. So if you're not subscribed, you want to subscribe to the channel. It's the only way that this giveaway tool works. Hashtag crappie. Type it in your commenter right there and post it up if you want to be entered. But the fishing's been kind of tough. And it's due to all the rain and stuff that we've been getting. The water was super high. They had 6 inches of rain on the lake. So they dropped a bunch of water out of the lake. So you got rising water, dropping water, muddy, and these fish are just as cute, confused as we are. But using that live scope, putting staying on the move, you will find out where they are. It's something that's really important is staying on the move. It's what I do. That's what helps me stay consistent. And consistency is the deal. Going out and having a good day every now and again, that's fine too, but I want to catch fish every time I go fishing. Yes, sir. And mayflies they are moving around quite a bit down here. Plucking them off of wood, and you can see the blood on the fish nose. Okay, I don't know about that, but I do know that they eat the mayflies a lot. I know they eat the mayflies a lot. Hashtag crappie if you're going to enter it. This drawing. Hashtag crappie. Anybody got any other questions? Live scope, bank fishing. Um, but I will say, I titled this thing "Crappie Fishing During the Spawn," and if they're not shallow, you pitch it up there shallow, back out, back out. That's the whole deal. Um, Having one mindset, don't cut it with crappie if you want to be consistently catching crappie. It don't work that way. And minnows do catch fish. Just put it at the right depth.
Yep.
Put it at the right depth. Super Dave dropped the link to the Facebook page again. Any of you that are on Facebook, y'all be sure to go by there and check out the page. Thank you, Super Dave.
Yeah, I'm gonna do two giveaways. I got these bluegrass 132nds, and I have
Cool.
some orange and chartreuse 132nds.
Cool.
You get a 5-pack each. Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
One. Yeah.
So Ethan asked, what made you so passionate about crappie fishing over other species like bass when it's more popular in its time?
Man, once I ate one.
Yeah, that's a big part of it, and the challenge of catching it, the thump, the
Yeah.
the the whole ordeal, man.
Yeah.
Anybody can go and catch bass. Anybody can go and catch bass. Not anybody can go and catch crappie. I love it for the challenge.
And $100,000 later, I'm still fishing crappie.
Exactly. Yep.
It ain't cheap.
It is not cheap.
Break out another 1,000.
Yes, sir.
And now with live scope, with the units they have, and I remember Lowrance. You buy a brand new Lowrance unit 2 years later, it was outdated. You had to buy
Yeah.
something else. I'm like, man.
Mark says he's getting his rig scoped out so I can join y'all on Lake
Oh,
Houston.
cool.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Live scope is the deal. Okay, guys, let's do this drawing real quick. We got 39 entries. Good luck to everybody. Who's the lucky winner? Who's the lucky winner? Stephanie, Miss Stephanie. Congratulations. Congratulations. Well, let me do one more. Let's do one more real quick. This is for some hand ties. I hadn't tied in a long time, so I'm hoping that these jigs will work for y'all.
You probably just take them out of your box and don't even miss it.
Yeah, exactly. Miss Bertha, look at this. It's the women's night tonight.
Yeah.
He said, "Really? That's rigged." Gilby
That's
says,
funny.
"This is rigged."
That's funny.
So Super Dave just dropped my email for you too. If you would send me an email with your mailing address, and I'm gonna try to get these jigs out. They'll probably be first of next week before I can get them in the mail. Congratulations! All right, Steve, what you say? You got two
Yeah.
going over there?
Yeah. And you'll get either one. You
Okay,
get
first person
either
pick.
choose. Nah, I'm just gonna whatever one I pack up first will get one and the other. It's just easier.
Okay, here
I
we
hate
go.
to get mixed up and then
Right, right, right. Good luck, y'all.
or what I'll do is I'll put two I'll mix the colors. That's what I'll do.
Yep.
One of them you get two bluegrass, and the other one you get three bluegrass with the orange and chartreuse.
Yeah. Well, D Sauce won the first
All
ones.
right.
Congratulations.
Congrats, D Sauce.
And here we go with the last one. Good luck to everybody.
Yeah, it'll be a 5-pack mix. 130 seconds.
Charlie,
All
that's
right, Charlie.
congratulations.
Yeah. New
That
it's
looked like a new name. I think he's a
yeah.
new one, new winner.
Yeah, Charlie, just hit me up either on Facebook or email. What I did is I just mixed it up. I put one of them you get two of one color, three of the other, and vice versa.
Cool.
That way you get a
And
couple.
there,
Then 130 seconds with probably a number 4 and number 6 J hook.
cool. And there's Steve's email, or you can hit him up on Facebook.
And I will pack them up tomorrow. They're already here, so I'll bring them in the house.
Super Dave said, "Yeah, send it to me. I'll send you some. I'll be on the Vice, so I'll hook you up. I got some new Chanel that you know
Yeah,
about that I could tie up for you. I'll be on. I'll get on the Vice. I'll hook you up. Yeah, D Sauce, you were one of the winners.
yeah,
Ford says congrats. Slick says congrats.
yeah. Hey, Slick. JLD.
JLD. Anyone using or looking at those Avid boats?
Yeah, they're pretty new. I saw
Yeah.
a video yesterday of them, but I haven't looked really in detail.
Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, Ethan. This is what
Yeah,
we do.
yeah,
This is what we do. Regardless of the, I mean, there ain't no stupid question. There ain't. There just ain't. If it's something you need to know, feel free to ask, and we'll try to get it answered for you.
yeah.
We don't know everything, but we'll try to help you the best way we can. Miss Stephanie,
Yeah.
Steve, what do you think? You want to do the full 2 hours? Or you got anything else you want to talk about over there, or
Let's
anything
throw a
new?
couple of active captain.
Okay,
I got hats in. I got a bunch of chenille. I'm gonna put pictures on Facebook. I'm
cool.
working on a website. I'm trying to get my old domain transferred, so I don't know how to do that. I'm gonna have to. If does anyone on here do websites? Hit me up if you do. You know,
Look at Gilby. Congrats to the winners, even Stephanie.
yeah. If you do websites, you know what I mean, or have any good info, you know what I mean. Let me know. Hit me up.
Without a doubt, Miss Bertha.
Yeah, appreciate it, Miss Bertha. We're gonna have to make it out to Poverty Point one day.
Without a doubt. Daniel says fishing's been very good up here. Got carpal tunnel surgery yesterday. Won't be able to go for a little while. Oh man. But hopefully it heals up quickly for you and get you back out there. So
Yeah.
Murdoch says, ever wonder what crappie or deer meat costs per pound? It costs a lot. It costs a whole bunch.
I'm gonna fry some crappie tomorrow. I was gonna do it tonight, but yeah, it's gonna be tomorrow.
Jay says, is there a reason on the helm part of active captain is only on 12-inch. No, it do on 10-inch units too. It
Yeah,
just
yeah,
has to
just in
be
the yeah,
GPS map.
yeah,
It has to be a GPS
yeah,
map unit.
yeah. Any GPS map unit will work.
Yep.
And I don't know
Okay.
why. I don't know why they do that, but that's the way they do it.
Yep. That's just the way they got it. That's just the way they got it. I can't tell you why, but
Yeah,
I know when I was running my 106 SV, that was one of the things that I couldn't stand about it. It was I couldn't record my live scope.
yeah.
So I got a little clip going right here. I'll share this. Let me get this moved over. Well, no, let me reduce it down first if I can. No, that is reduced down. Okay. So you get this moved over here and see if I can't share the screen. Come back over here, get this opened up. There we go. And so crappie setting asks what is considered natural colors.
Gray, like a gray ghost. That's what I like.
Monkey milks.
Yeah, monkey milk. Someone said gold. They use that in clear water. Yeah, maybe white.
Miss Bertha say we need to come on.
Yep. I know there's some big crappie there. Like a lot of the biggest crappie in the state got caught there.
Daniel, just tie your pole to your forearm and get after it. Okay, I have 106. Yeah, 106 won't do it.
Yeah.
106 is a great unit if you don't want to record your live scope. It does everything else very well.
Yeah.
I've got a clip on a thermocline. Have got a clip on a.
No, do you have a video of thermocline basically?
Oh, have you? No. I'll have that next week. I'll record some. Actually, if you look at this screen, see this little sediment right here, that fog that's down here. That's classified thermocline right there. See how it's an even line going across there? It's not real heavy, but the water temp was 70 degrees here. When that water temp gets 71, 72, 73 on up, that's when you get it very heavily, and it'll be up to some places up to 6 foot. It'll be all of this will be covered with it. So the structure you're gonna see here in a little bit, you won't be able to. You'll vaguely be able to see it if that thermocline rises 6 foot. But that's thermocline down there. It's just really foggy, and it almost kills your readings. Major Brown says Lawrence has new units out HDS Pro compatible with Active Captain or Active Target 2.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the HDS Pros are up.
Huh. Payne says, Steve, you got any Gorman GPS units available at a decent price? Decent price and GPS map don't go together. I'm serious.
Yeah, just hit me up and I'll give you some prices.
Yeah. Tim says, bad weather is good vice time. Yep, without a doubt.
Yep.
Congrats to all that won. Good night. All right, we'll talk to you later.
Thank you,
Roman
Tim.
J's in the house. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's happening, man?
JR says, I fish Lake Houston also. What kind of boat you got?
Okay.
2023 G3 Sportsman, black color, red accent.
Okay.
Murdoch says, I had to pick a color jig it would be gray ghost, monkey milk, white and black and short. I say that with reservation because it's not
Yeah.
always the case, without a doubt.
Yeah. Some good choices though.
Yep. Thought it was a straight line across. Well, usually it is. This is very light. This is a case of it being very light. Very light. So let me play this little clip right here. I don't know what it is, but I've seen uh, and like I was saying last week, and another thing, guys, too, that's so very important is especially the Murdoch. When you're approaching this stuff, you want to be. See how slowly I'm coming up to it, but see how that I can see that fish glowing. See how that fish up top. Let me get over here so I can show you. See right here? See, that's a fish right there. It's a lot brighter than the structure. There's my jig. You see, I can see my jig. Let me back it up again. You want to be that good that you see your jig drop in the water. That way, I know it's going straight down there to the top of that fish. And you see me slowly adjusting. I want that fish as bright as I can get it, and I want that jig as bright as the fish. I think that's a catfish, though. If I remember right, this is going to be a catfish. I did not catch. He turned and looked at it and then turned away. If I remember correctly. Yeah, see, you can see his tail now.
Yep.
You can see his tail. It's a catfish. So I pulled my jig out of the water and now I'm back to scanning. Back to scanning. There's another fish right here, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to it. And this was before, I think this was before I put my brake on. So I had to stop. You see, I had to turn that trolling motor right there. I had to turn to stop my boat. And you did see one little fish up here spook after I did that, but and I'm just going off of a whim of what happened here as I watch this. But you can still see that thermocline. It's down there a little bit low. You can still see this down here, that foggy stuff. That's what's classified thermocline. It's not an issue when it's down there that deep. It's when it gets up here and it clogs out, it blurs out all of that structure. You won't be able to see. You'll be able to see it, but vaguely. So I'm just scanning along. I'm gonna bump it forward a little bit so I get up here. I think I caught a fish on this one. See, I'm stretching it out, and I'm gonna look this piece of structure over. And just taking your time out there means everything. And it's like I say all the time. If you go fast, guess what? You're gonna pass up your target fast. There's a couple little fish right here. I don't know if I'm gonna drop on them or not, but I know that those are fish. You can see how much brighter it is than the structure. And you see there, I dropped that jig down there, and it's right in that cone. I don't know which fish I'm gonna target, but I can see my jig right there. I don't know if I'm gonna catch a fish here or not, but there's a fish right here. It's not a big fish, but well, it could possibly be a big fish, but it's just being blocked. And you say I had to turn my troll motor to stop the boat again. This was before I had my brake on. And I think I may, I don't know. I may have been going to target that fish, but you can see that there are two limbs I would have had to go by to get to that fish. So I may not have. Yeah, I didn't even catch a fish on that segment. So it was a bad segment for me to pull up. Let me pull up another one. Let me see if I can pull up another one. If I can get my mouse back over here. Oh, it's shared. Okay. So I didn't have to close it. I don't know what happened right there.
Huh.
I seen a fish shoot up. And another thing too that you guys will have to, that's new to live scope. You see that black section that's right there at my jig? I'm getting some blockage from something. You hear people talk about, oh, this thing work just like a spotlight. In actuality, it really does work just like a spotlight. So if you have something that's blocking the area, you see this. Let me see if I can show you the area I'm talking about. Get over here. See this black area right here? This is being blocked by that right there. Sometimes if you're looking downhill, you'll see that black area just rides along the bottom because it's just an area that the sonar can't reach because something is blocking it. But being able to do that right there, when you see that jig drop in from the top, you know you're doing it right. A lot of times I'll just ride that jig alone as long as I'm above the structure. I'll just ride it alone and keep it in the water.
Yeah.
I think I'm checking that bright spot that's right there. I don't think I. Yep, that was a
Yep.
little bitty guy that a
Yep.
little bitty guy shot out of there and hit it. JR says, no, Slap B says that pollen messed him up bad this year. Was terrible. I got some shots with the pollen. But we already sold. I showed all those the other week. Steve, have you ever used boat lanes to run a new lake? If so, how did you
Yes.
like it?
Yeah, I have Fork, Lake of the Pine, Sam Rayburn. I think that's it. I have all them boat lane chips. Yeah, it helps out, especially a new lake. But
Yeah.
what I would advise is don't trust them. Like make a slow run first, because yeah, especially like Lake Fork. You know what I mean. You want to be careful.
Sometimes I can rewatch these during on uh helm recordings over and over and over, and I see different things at different times. Fish that I've missed. Now this is let me get over here. I'm gonna target this fish right here. See how much brighter it is in the structure. He's coming up at it. I don't know if I caught it or not. You can see it moving right there. Trying to get that jig to him. He's nosed into that structure right there. Did I catch him? I don't remember if I caught this one or not. Now, and usually if they're falling down away from your bait, you can almost hang it up. Look at that other little bitty dude. He hit it. Itty bitty guy.
Yeah,
Usually if they're falling down away from my bait, I don't even bother with trying to chase them down.
the
I
little
mean, if
one's
they're not.
always more active.
Oh yeah, always. I don't even think I caught a fish on that one. I'm pulling up some sorry uh scans. Let me see if I can find a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna start saving them. That way I can.
Yeah. This is one with the pollen. You see that pollen? It's almost a straight line across that
Yeah,
pollen up there. Look like we got a that's the pollen line up there. Look like we got a fish right here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna
bubble.
drop on it. You can still see my jig falling down. Getting my depth right, and we'll go up there and slowly present that jig to him. There he is reacting already.
Yep,
Bam.
got them. I noticed they dart at the end a lot.
They do.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I caught that fish. I dropped back in there really quick. I may not have caught that one. But you can see the fish right here. There's one right here closer to the bottom, one on that stick up right there.
yeah,
Gonna present the bait to him again. There he is reacting already. Bam.
got them.
Got him.
Grease bath.
Yep. Yep. I'm just going forward. See if I can find where I dropped on the next one. But dropping it, being able to drop that jig down there and you see it fall in is so very important
Right.
most of the time.
And you learn.
Yep. There's another fish right there. Coming up on him. This is the fish right there. See that it's brighter than the structure. Passed him up. Is he gonna react? He may not even react. And all you don't catch them all. I mean, some of these fish you put that jig right there and they don't even react. It's like they're asleep. It's like they're asleep. I
Yep.
don't even know if I. Oh, there he is. There you go. He woke up.
Yep.
Got him. Got him. But that's what we do.
Yep.
That's what we do right there.
It's good stuff.
What do you think that was that swam by the jig? Seemed like a bad, more than likely a white bass. If you see them darting around real quick,
Yeah. Yep.
uh, swimming real fast is usually a white bass or sand bass. SK, do you think the size of the weight of your boat has anything to do with your boat control? To tell you the truth, um, one thing that a lot of people, yes, it does take a lot of force to move that boat, but once you get that a heavy boat going, you still have to, that boat drifts a long ways.
Right.
So light or heavy, you have to learn your boat.
Right.
Um, some lighter boats, if you got a little bit of resistance coming at you, you can run up there faster because that wind's going to push that. It's going to have resistance. It'll stop you. Heavier boat may be more resistant to overcorrecting. I think that I have to run my power hotter than what most people, especially people in aluminum boats, they can get away with running less power in the trolling motor to get them there. And I think they should have less overshooting problems. But it's just learning your boat. It's learning your setup. My boat, if I want it to go exactly straight, I have to turn my troll motor to the left a little bit. That's why a lot of times you'll see that I need to go forward a little bit. I have to turn my troll motor to make my boat go forward straight. I have to turn it to the left a little bit. Then I can come back to light that fish up. So it's just a boat. I mean, it's all work, and you just have to learn your boat.
Right.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna tell you that that pollen and the thermocline will make you think there's something wrong with your unit. It will make you think something is wrong with your unit, without a doubt. Murdoch says, "Great chat, fellows. Enjoy it. SK, I'll be in touch, and I'll hit you back.
Yep.
I'll hit you back. I'll look over it
Take
tonight."
it, man. Woke him up.
Yep. Yep, that violent shake woke him. Sometimes, and I say that I'll bring that. Sometimes I'll just get that jig to that fish with zero action, and sometimes I'll lightly shake that jig, and then sometimes I have to really shake it to wake him up. Sometimes I have to even touch that fish
Yeah. Yeah.
to wake him up,
And then chase him.
and then chase them. Sometimes, yep. JR says unless you have a deep V, since it sits so high, the wind affects it more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Just because a boat's heavy, it doesn't mean it's easy to control.
Without a
People,
doubt.
think that it sits deeper in the water. It's still, when you're slowing down, it takes more force to slow it down
That's right.
than the lighter boat. So it's a little bit of
It's
everything for all the boats. You just like
Yep.
you have to
It's just
learn that boat.
Learning your boat is the deal.
And time on the water. That's number one.
Yep.
Yeah. Practice, practice, practice.
Yes, sir. Well, guys, Steve, appreciate you for all you do, brother.
No problem, man. We're here for
And
these guys and gals, you know.
yep,
Yep.
I think we're gonna. I've gave all that I can tonight. I don't have to be on the lake early in the morning with the rains coming, but I do. I think I'm on. My clients say they want to go, so if this rain isn't too bad, I'll be on the lake tomorrow. So, guys, if you have any other questions, man, let's throw them up there. Let's get them up there. We're gonna get out of here if not.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ford.
Thanks, Ford.
Thank you, Je. Look forward to hearing from you.
Yep. And then I got a couple emails from you guys. I'm gonna look at them orders.
Super Dave, I really appreciate you, man. You make it possible. You really do. You really do make it possible. You, Slick, Big Les, all you guys, man. I really do appreciate you guys.
Yep.
Je, appreciate you, man.
Yep.
Miss Stephanie, congrats on the win.
Yep.
And she says it best every week. Same time, same flavor.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay. You be out there Friday.
Okay. Yeah, I plan on a trip down there, JR, man. I'll let you know. We can all get together.
Cool.
Once I get my truck back.
It's what we do, man. We share. We had to learn and helping people, get out there and enjoy what we are passionate about.
Yeah.
Is what this show is about. There are no stupid questions. So any questions is welcome. But Steve, unless you got anything else, I'm good with getting out of here.
Yeah, I'm good, man.
All right.
Another week.
Well, guys, we'll catch you guys next week. And as always, same time, same flavor. We'll be right back.
All right. Take care.